2 after midnight. Our low down to 52 tomorrow. Few clouds in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon, 75 the weekend. Partly cloudy to mostly sunny with a high in the low to mid-70s. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Outside now it's 46.
It is 7 after 8 o'clock. The mighty 1630 KCJJ. Captain Steve, Jim Hunter.
And Evan Hilsabeck from the Coralville Center for the Performing Arts. We haven't seen you in a while. How's everything?
Hey, it's going great. I was just thinking it's been so long since I've been out here. I think the road was gravel last time I was out here. So
no, it hasn't been that long.
Okay, well, it feels good to be back either way.
But you're a busy guy, and of course, the Coralville Center for Performing Arts has been dealing with the same stuff along Fifth Street that everybody else has been dealing with. But you continue to soldier on.
Hey, we love it because right now the traffic has to go through our parking lot. So we're thinking of it as an advertising opportunity.
There you
Everybody is coming right around the theater.
There you go. So you've got something going on tomorrow.
We've got something going on every weekend here through October, which is a lot of fun. It's going to be a busy fall, and this weekend is just one of my favorite new programs at the Coralville Center for the Performing Arts. Last fall, we launched a new program called Footlighters Imagination Studio, and a lot of folks are familiar with our children's theater program, Young Footlighters Youth Theater, which is usually performances by kids for kids. Mm-hmm. But this is sort of a change to that, which is performances by adult actors, professional theater makers that are designed specifically for kids to watch, for elementary age kids. And so this fall, we've got an adaptation of a book that I think everybody knows, and I hope everybody loves. We're bringing to stage Junie B. Jones, the musical, and it's that fabulous late 80s, early 90s kind of TV special feel to it. I was saying as I was looking at the set last night, this feels like my childhood, like just on stage, which I'm loving. But Junie B. Jones on stage Friday night and Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning Sunday afternoon with just a really, really great team of professional performers in this production that's designed just for elementary kids.
That's very cool. And, it's one thing to go and see for kids to see their peers up on stage, but it's neat to see adults performing specifically for them.
Yeah, it really allows us to kind of shape the experience. It's a 1-hour musical, and everything is designed to be, fun for kids of that age. So Sheldon, one of the characters, plays the cymbals, and that's a whole thing. And just the kinds of things you can do with costumes and lights and the songs that are designed just for kids is a blast. And we're so excited because we get to partner this year with Any Given Child, which is a program through the school district foundation and the Kennedy Center that does arts programming for kids of all ages. So we've got every first grader in the ICCSD school district coming on Friday and on Monday to see the show for free, and they get to those are going to be big houses with lots of first graders in them.
Yeah, but they all 1 hour is just perfect.
Yeah, move it right along, no intermission.
Anything a little longer than that, and you start losing them. I remember taking my grandchild to one of those. I think it was Dora the Explorer live.
Yeah, yes.
And there was a lot of interactive, a lot of dancing. Yes. Kids get up and dance and sing along and stuff. But it lasted only about an hour, and I'm like, this is perfect.
Right, it's exactly the attention span that you're holding on to, right, for that kind of time. Yeah. Which is great. Yeah, it's fun, and this team works all year long to present basically 2 productions in the season. So we've got Junie B. Jones here in the fall, but then they're already working on getting their production ready for the spring, which will be Curious George. That great children's book again come to life on stage. And that's a show that will perform at the CCPA, but will also then tour out to local elementary schools in their gymnasiums.
Now you're going back to my childhood with Curious George. that was
Man in the Yellow Hat.
Man in the Yellow Hat, you betcha.
Yep, everything you could love.
Yep, for sure. But you have other events coming up for adults, and not this weekend, but the following weekend is a big one.
Yeah, we thought we shouldn't limit it to just kids in October, so we have for many years brought in June the Glenn Miller Orchestra, and have always loved having that great evening of big band jazz. And I think only one other time that we've been able to bring in our act coming up next week, which is Friday the 17th. And that's the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra, another really great golden era of jazz band music, dance band music. A little hard to dance on the steps of the CCPA, but we sure love the music. So the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra, they tour all year round. They tour internationally. Just really, really fabulous sound. And they'll be here for one night only in the area on the 17th. And we've got really, really great tickets available still for that, right down front and center. They've got, I think, I mean, don't tell the Glenn Miller Orchestra this because we love them too, but I think the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra has the best jazz soloists of any orchestra we've brought through. Just like really inventive, cool music that they're bringing through from the golden era of jazz.
It's neat that these going concerns have been pretty much continually going on even after their namesakes have long gone. I mean, it's just carrying on the legacy, and it's a obviously that's not the same players that were back in the day, but they just keep evolving and continuing, and it still brings a great audience out.
Oh yeah, I mean they're such good musicians. It's been so much fun to get to meet the groups of musicians that do this, and some of them are really great young jazz professionals, and this is maybe a one-season thing for them. But a lot of these guys have been touring with the orchestras for years and years and years, and many of them know stories and know people that go back to,
oh, I'm sure,
that kind of original founding and original heritage, which is always just neat to hear. The Tommy Dorsey Orchestra and the Glenn Miller Orchestra are actually, just by happenstance, both based out of Florida. And we're sort of the very end of the tour season here, because during the winter they tour Florida together because the weather is lovely and there's plenty of retirement communities and stuff down there, people who love this music. So they will perform Battle of the Bands concerts up and down the Florida Peninsula all December and January. Almost makes me want to grab a ticket and head down and hear them.
So that's and tickets are still available for that, you say?
Tickets are still available for that. October 17th, Friday night. It's a great, probably a 2-hour, a little more concert intermission. And man, if you can find a space to dance at the theater, we'll be more than happy to let you dance.
And keeping with the kids theme, you've got a huge production coming up at the end of the month.
Yeah, well, the reason that my voice is as deep as it is this morning is that I have been directing a production, which I don't do terribly often, but it's fun to get back into the rehearsal hall every once in a while. And we are presenting the largest production I think ever produced at the Coralville Center for the Performing Arts, and certainly the largest production ever produced by Young Footlighters Youth Theater. It's a brand new title coming out of the Disney Theatrical Studios called Disney's Dare to Dream. And it's so much fun because it is a big musical review of 100 years of Disney music. And everything from When You Wish Upon a Star, going all the way back to the very early Disney musicals, to things coming out now that aren't made for the stage yet. Musicals like Moana and The Princess and the Frog, and great Disney musicals that have just come to the screen. So it's 100 years of Disney music. So in my infinite wisdom about 6 months ago, I said, well, clearly we need to have 100 kids in this cast. And we do, by gosh, and they're fabulous, and they're doing great work. But man, shouting over a room of 100 kids every night is taking a toll on my voice. But they are just doing great, great work, and dancing, singing, telling stories, and that comes up October 24th through 26th. 100 kids on the stage, in the aisles, hanging off the ceiling. Anywhere we can stick a kid in the theater, we've got a kid. And it's just so much fun, again, for kids or young people to get to come and see other young people perform, and kind of see, oh yeah, theater can be a place for me too.
Well, if you're directing 100 kids, your reward in heaven will be great. It's hard enough wrangling a family of 4 rather than talking about 100.
I always, we're so used to doing it with 60. We started out when I first started doing this, we'd be like, oh yeah, we'll do a musical with a really big cast of about 40, and we felt really proud of ourselves. And then after COVID, we thought, I bet we can push it. We'll just do 60, and that didn't really feel like it was so many more. We really did okay. And this time we said, 100 is not really that many more than 60. We'll just keep dialing it up. And I was wrong. 100 is so many more than 60. But we've got a really great team of teaching artists at Young Footlighters, which I love. That these folks that spend time on Thursdays and on Saturdays teaching classes with us for kids, everything from musical theater to acting to comedy improv. They have great relationships with the kids and are just great at working with them. And then we get to borrow some of them basically to come in and help me and my team direct this production with, so many kids, but then these teaching artists that know them all and have these long relationships with them. So it's really a thrill to see it all come together.
Well, that's pretty great. So you've got the Junie B. Jones this weekend, the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra the following weekend, and the Dare to Dream musical the 24th to the 26th. So,
and then we plan to take a nap for a little while after that. It would be good.
I would imagine so. But you do have already something planned for November 1st.
Well, thankfully not in my theater. We'll get a chance to go dark for just a little bit, but the Coralville Parks and Recreation Department, of which we are a part, we love a good festival. We just can't resist throwing another festival any time of year. And we felt that fall needed one more festival, so we're throwing Flannel Fest this fall, which is fun to say, if nothing else. And I'm glad that finally the weather today feels fall enough-ish that I don't feel completely silly coming on the radio talking about Flannel Fest. But on November 1st in the afternoon from 1 to 4 o'clock out at Coralville Creekside Ballpark, this is sort of like, Halloween for the adults or Halloween for everybody. The kids have done their thing on Halloween night, but Flannel Fest on the 1st is you come along, bring your dog. It's a great event for everybody. We'll have folk music and bluegrass music playing. There's lots of games set up. Sherry has promised me an inflatable battle axe game, which I'll be using to get my aggression out after 2 months with 100 kids. There's a dog photo booth. There's all kinds of food and apple cider and chili and cinnamon rolls and all cold beer and everything you could want there. And the most important thing, I think, is the recreational bags tournament that'll be going on. So the theater group will be putting together a team of bags folks. We will do very badly. So if you would like an easy team to come and beat, we'll be there for that. But should be a great afternoon of fall-themed events.
Well, I'm glad you clarified that, because in my brain, with my musical background, I expected like a Nirvana tribute band, a bunch of Pacific Northwest sounding music, and so but you're right. Fall flannel is the official clothing of fall, really.
Yes,
for most people, and it sounds like a great time, and it's on a Saturday afternoon, and right after Halloween, so costume if you like or not, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, steal the kids' candy, bring it out with you. We won't judge. It's just a great way to spend an afternoon. I think the weather will be, especially if it stays a little bit warmer than average. November 1st sounds like it'll probably be perfect.
Yeah, and there'll be plenty of stuff to do and eat and drink as well. So, Evan, we appreciate you coming out. It's always good to see you, and where do you get tickets for all these events besides the Flannel Fest?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Flannel Fest event is free. You can just come on out, but you can find more information at the Coralville City website at coralville.org and click on Parks and Recreation. For everything else, Dare to Dream and the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra, and of course Junie B. Jones this weekend. You can get information as well as tickets for all of that on our website at coralvillearts.org or by giving us a call at the CCPA box office at 319-248-9370.
All right. Well, thanks, Evan, and hope you have a have a bunch of folks turn out for these events.
Hey, we're looking forward to it.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, the breaking news this morning, as Kate just said, just minutes ago, we got our first look at a timeline.